Good evening, moms and dads, brothers and sisters, grandparents, aunts and uncles, friends and neighbors. It is always a thrill for us to present our young musicians in their first 5th grade beginning band concert performance. The band is very excited to be here tonight and extremely anxious to share with you what they have learned in just 6 short months. We know you will be pleasantly surprised. Before we continue, the students will play a composition they like to use as a warm-up. This will be the first piece they have ever performed on this wonderful stage in this beautiful facility, the Performing Arts Center. Each of the musicians here tonight has demonstrated their ability and desire to succeed and have earned their membership in the Parkside Intermediate School 5th grade beginning band. This evening, the students are going to demonstrate what has been learned up to this point in their brief but successful musical careers. We believe you will be impressed with the improvements that have occurred since the first day the instrument came into your home. After learning how to take the instrument out of the case and assembling them, the students finally got to do what they had wanted to for a very long time: produce the first sound in their instruments. It sounded something like this. Remember that? It was obvious that the band had some challenges facing them for the next several months. The second week of lessons proved quite eventful. Ms. Hale, Mr. Reichenauer, Mr. Little, Mr. Robiak, and Mr. Walchuk patiently worked with the students, teaching them the important basics necessary to produce the first real note on their instruments. Now they sounded like this. Quite an improvement, but they needed more work before they would be ready for this performance. Producing that first note allowed them to proceed to the first lesson in their books. The students began to learn to count and to maintain a steady beat while they played, which is necessary for performing together. It was time to start making our music more interesting. So, with careful practice, the students added new rhythms to those first notes, and a whole new sound was discovered. This certainly was more interesting than that first note, but it still was not a tune that you would go around whistling all day. Once the students learned the fingerings to more notes, they discovered that they could start playing some recognizable tunes. This might have been the moment at home when you felt for the first time that the music lessons were starting to take hold. This is what the band students sounded like at school that day. Now knew the correct fingerings and were reading the notes and rhythms fairly well. Emphasis was placed on learning to breathe every 2 measures rather than after every note. This is a necessary skill in learning how to play music in smooth phrases. French folk song was one of the first pieces we used to work on our breathing skills. notes and rhythms. Having improved a great deal, the teachers felt it was now time to add harmony. What fun we started having when we could hear the different pitches blend together. Lightly Row was the band's first duet. However, as the band members began to complete song after song, everyone was convinced that this group was going to be one of our finest beginning bands ever. The directors decided that the band was ready for a real band arrangement. Listen carefully as the band plays When the Saints Go Marching In. You will hear the low brass instruments playing a very distinct bass line, while the treble instruments play in unison, then in harmony, and finally in echo fashion. The percussion will also get their moment to shine in this fun arrangement. Sound like a real band.